All right. Welcome back to Incredibly Uncensored. We're back, boys.
We're back, baby.
Man,
We're
oh
back.
man. Nearing the end of January. Thank the fucking maker. This month has been cold as shit. So, anybody else here in need of a vacation?
Yay.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes.
I need a vacation.
We usually take
Michigan.
ours. Yeah, we usually take ours March-ish,
Yeah.
spring break-ish.
You take a vacation every year?
For the last few years, yeah.
Oh.
Good for you.
Yep.
Business is good, huh?
Well, I've been very fortunate. It's going to be a little different this year, but my parents had that place in Florida, so we always had free room and
Oh,
board.
Shazam.
Sure.
But
that's sold.
Yeah, it's sold now.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to find someplace else to go, which is awesome because we'll probably go someplace other than Florida, and check some shit out, which is gonna be great.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be a little more expensive.
It will be more expensive.
Are they buying someplace else?
Jesus.
I was trying to get somewhere in there, but it came out someplace twice, so you just lay off.
Well, their plan is to travel and still have their home residence here in Michigan, but they're not 100% sure. Maybe buy like a small travel trailer to tow around, go check out like the national sites, go check out Yellowstone, and check out all these.
So they're gonna leave, have fun,
Yeah.
and let you look after the lawn and the house.
Yeah.
What a long-winded way of saying no, they're not buying anything I can go to.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I mean it's super cool for them. They got
But
they got to enjoy the Florida experience.
So great point. Because I'm trying to have that same conversation with my parents. Spend all your fucking money. I don't want any of your goddamn money. You worked your entire life for it.
Yeah.
So please go do something with it.
So
Buy a trailer. Buy a travel trailer. Buy the shit. Go do the thing.
My parents did that. They bought a camper.
Yep.
And I think they had a trailer behind it. And they went to the East Coast. They went to the Grand Canyon. They did the national parks and came home and sold the camper.
And that's
But why not? That's fucking great.
And that's probably something, very similar to what mine are going to do. They've owned a few campers in our lifetime. We owned campers when I was growing up, and we go camping over at Wolverine and stuff. And they've owned them since I've been gone too, but they're gone. And I think that's exactly what they want to do is go, kind of chase the 70s for a little while, stay in the warmth, get something that's not a pain in the ass to pull. He's got a half-ton pickup, just something he can pull that. It's just the two of them. And it'd be cheap enough.
Some really nice teardrop ones.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're not super expensive. They ride well. They've got highway rated axles and shit. So that type of vacationing is not my cup of tea. I respect it, but I want to work really hard for my money. And then I want to go to really nice places where I have to fly. I don't want to do any driving.
None?
Not if I can help it.
No,
not if I can help it.
You couldn't.
Then you're reminded of how much it costs every time you turn, and it's man.
Even if you're to the point where you're financially comfortable, you have no time frame.
Right.
You wouldn't just want to kind of drive across and see what it's like. Then don't get me wrong, there would be the shitty points when you're stuck in a traffic jam or something like that.
He would have a map with every stop pre-planned, and there would be no bathroom breaks in between.
That would be okay because you're driving for a long time. It's but if you got a camper, it's
but then there would be
you don't
construction.
Have to,
no,
and he'd lose his mind.
You don't have to look for a hotel.
I would never do a camper.
No,
there's nothing about even the RV life that appeals to me at all.
Really,
not one bit.
What is it about it that
I don't know
puts you off? Because some of them things they're nice.
If it didn't have to have a tank of my own poo underneath of it,
they got kitchens.
I like the idea of being cheap, off grid,
so
kind of thing. But
yeah.
So I workshopping this a little bit. If you look at some of the what Ryan's doing, right? So if you're if I was to rehab a van and live that van life, nomadic van life that people do. If Jessica could tolerate that, that's something potentially. I'm not going to pull a pop-up camper. I'm not going to want to drive a giant 55-foot RV. I have no need for that. And if the house living quarters was already in the vehicle, that's a little bit easier to stomach as well.
So what
God,
about
it just truly does not appeal to me at all. Like
What-
Jessica doesn't like listening to podcasts, so we'd have to listen to some terrible music. And
Probably country. Ugh.
No, it's not country. It would be like fucking early 2000s pop. It'd be fucking terrible.
Is it the driving that sucks? Is it the living conditions? Like just having that small little area? Is that what
I'm
sucks?
pretty minimalistic in that regard. Like I don't really care.
He only needs one pair of flip-flops.
That's valid.
He'd be living that Channel 5 life.
And a pair of board shorts. But I mean, I don't, you know what I need to do is go take 30 days and do it and see if I could tolerate it. I mean, 30 days isn't that long.
His wife wouldn't.
Driving.
At least not with.
No, but you could do 30 days. But you could do 30 days, do 2 or 4 places, do like 1 place a week.
Yeah.
Maybe not too far away. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just like, you don't even have to find like a spot where there's. No, don't do that. That's a completely different story. We're not going wilderness here. We're like we've got propane and we've got gas stoves and stuff, you know, toilets.
All I need is my air fryer.
Yeah.
That's it. But so I'm not super opposed to it. Like I guess I can understand why people enjoy doing that. It's just
and you got to think too, like your kids are grown.
Right.
It's just you and the wife.
Right.
You're pretty much done like hustling.
Okay.
You're probably doing some stuff that you want to do.
So if that were the case, and let's assume that my 4 children were in like 4 separate corners of the United States, now you're talking about something that has real potential because the wife would be much more amenable to doing something like that.
Yep.
Because we're going to see her children, potential grandchildren, whatever else. So we could go from A to B. But to just do like, if it was just a vacation, if we were just trying to go somewhere and enjoy it, like we'd rather go to an island somewhere and fucking post up at an all-inclusive and become best friends with, you know, Benito, our fucking bartender, and just make sure we have drinks and food poolside all day long.
So
we would be okay with that.
I can totally see that for a one-time vacation.
Yeah.
I was more or less thinking like your retirement.
Sure.
You know,
from a retirement perspective, that's a real possibility. There is no time crunch, so I would have a hard time being forced to like plan everything.
Right.
And
he still would.
I don't. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably
not
in your
wrong.
blood. Yeah, that's
totally not wrong.
Blood. But you don't have to let that kind of shit go. You would just have to be okay
when delays occur, or whatever else,
and not having like we don't have to be there.
We gotta be in Sedona at 6 o'clock this evening.
Yeah, exactly. Like because there's no time frame, so it doesn't fucking matter. And I don't know what that's like yet because there's always.
You've been to all inclusives, right?
Yeah, many times
on an island.
Yeah.
Are they on island time?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Like no time, island time.
Well, no.
Like
I don't have any experience, not for any firsthand experience. Okay. One of the companies I worked for, the owners had a condo in the Caymans, and they would always comment on how it was everything ran on island time.
Island time.
Don't expect to go to a store or the bank between like 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. or whatever it was.
Gotcha.
It's like everything runs on island time.
So I was assuming island time was like
getting
pretty much you can pretty much have a drink whenever you want.
No, that's just like vacation time.
Yeah.
I mean, we went right at the end of my drinking. We were in St. Martin, and it was before we had the twins, so it would have been I don't even 2015 maybe. Not relevant, but we were down there and they wouldn't serve us drinks until like 11 a.m. So I went to the store and bought a handle, and so I could start drinking at 8 a.m.
Right.
But I mean, when you're down there, they had like structured food times, but I guess island time.
It's probably not a resort thing. Like
right. But when we were in St. Martin, we were in Phillipsburg, which is where all the cruise ships are in port.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there wasn't a cruise ship in port, the entire town was closed. Because that's when they made their money.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, there's people from the resort, but we're waiting for the 5,000 people or 50,000 people to come pouring off the ship.
Yeah.
So it was, we walked down there when it was closed, and there was a few shops and stores that were open, things that were probably more corporately owned. Right. But yeah, to that point, the mom and pop shops, the actual local shit. If there wasn't a ship in port, it was fucking closed.
And they hated cruise ships.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And everything was 10 times more expensive when there was a ship in port.
Yep.
They didn't give a shit about us. They thought we were just normal people or owned a house on the island,
Yep.
you know, which is a real possibility. I'm looking at that as well.
Ooh.
But hey, we can go record down there.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
And it's
No,
tax
me neither.
haven.
Hey, that's where I can go vacation. Yeah, that's where I can go vacation now.
I mean, the beautiful thing about St. Martin, the island itself is only 26 square miles, but it's split right down the middle along the horizontal. The north side is the French side. The south side is the Dutch side. So we stayed on the Dutch side because that's where they had all the casinos.
Oh,
That's interesting.
Yeah. Super cool island, man. Super cool island.
French are pretty terrible anyways.
Can't wait to go back. We rode jet skis all around the harbors and ports and shit.
that'd be
Scuba
awesome.
diving, turtles, dolphins, whole shebang, man. It was a fucking blast.
So were you on a cruise and just stopped in St.
No,
Martin?
fuck no.
Oh, we
we did one cruise. We talked about that.
Oh yeah. That's
No,
right.
no,
That's
no.
right. So you went to a vacation
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
St. Martin.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Have you guys ever seen the pictures where the plane flies in over the beach and it's
Real low.
super low?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's in St. Martin.
Oh, no kidding.
So we actually were on the beach as planes were coming in.
With all the danger signs.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're getting literally sandblasted. It's fucking terrible and also awesome. It's so much fun.
That sounds pretty cool.
I watched this one little girl get hit by the afterburner. It's not afterburner, but whatever
Yeah.
it was. The plane was taking off and the engine's spooling up and her hair starts going. And then her like flowy shirt starts going. And then she starts going. She tumbled all the way
Holy
down
crap.
into the water.
Did you see the Mythbusters episode where they like staked yes, you're welcome. Staked a passenger jet to the runway and then like ramped they were trying to show the power of like tornado and wind speed and stuff.
Shit.
Oh, they're powering up that turbine jet engine. The runway starts blowing away.
No shit.
Dude, it is no joke.
That's fucking
wow.
wild.
They parked the car back there. Car's gone.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
What?
Yeah, dude, it was ripping the blacktop off the ground.
That's crazy.
That's
I absolutely
super
believe it, though.
crazy.
And watching those planes, I mean, when you think about it from like a Wright brothers perspective, I mean, you have this plane that weighs hundreds of tons of aluminum and steel and rivets and just fuel and passengers. And I mean, just all sorts of crazy shit. And this thing, like no bullshit, is like 100 feet from your head, just screaming over top of you. I mean, it's the most surreal thing I've ever experienced.
Damn, that is pretty crazy.
And it was super cool. It was well worth the fucking trip. We had such a blast. And they had bars on like both sides of the beach. So you can like sit at the bar, have
And
some
go
drinks,
deaf.
watch people. What's that?
And go deaf.
It's not as bad as you would think. I mean, it's pretty damn loud, but it's quick. By the time they land and then they're at the terminals and shit,
Yeah.
it's not too bad. It was the most surreal part is when like, all right, we're coming in for a landing. And you look out the window and you're like,
There's fucking people right below you.
oh no, that's a lot of fucking blue. Like, what are we landing on?
Oh yeah.
What the fuck are we landing on? Because you don't see land until you damn near touch the ground. And that's no bullshit.
Damn.
So, I mean, that was a little unsettling in and of itself. Jessica's a little bit of a nervous flyer. So I'm like, oh, we're good. We're good. And inside, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. We're going to fucking die.
We're gonna die.
But it was super cool. It was
That sounds
super
cool.
fun. Yep.
Hmm.
All right. Jesus. We already fucking, God damn it. 15 minutes into this shit.
Did it again.
Ugh, whatever. Let's just get into the story. No, it will not be a science fiction story, you dick.
Is this a fun story?
I mean, it's not really a story. This is more just, it was from an AskReddit thread that I found entertaining.
Oh, I like AskReddit.
It's only got like 8 responses. This will be a quickie. So here we go.
8 responses.
What is the best response to I hate you?
Ooh.
Now, I don't get this a whole lot, right? So like every now and again, the wife will be like, oh, I hate you. But we always say that shit kind of in jest. Kind
Yeah,
of just fucking
right.
around. But it's been a long time since somebody's like legitimately been angry enough with me to be like, I hate you.
Usually by that point, you're kind of like, at least I'm kind of like, thanks.
Okay. So that's not a bad response. I mean, have you had anybody say that to you in recent
Man.
memory? Like at work? Like the last guy that got fired?
No, he had some other choice words for me, but I hate you wasn't one of them.
Okay.
Is he? Are you still safe? I mean, is he still behind?
Well, fuck. I guess I haven't even told you. There's been another one. There's been a whole lot of things that happened that we'll have to talk about. But no, he's out.
Sounds like there's a business running inside of your business over there or something.
No, not quite that. But like it got crazy.
We'll have that conversation off air.
Yeah, for sure. But no, like not in recent memory. Nobody's ever been like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stand you. I'm sure there's been people that have been
They're thinking it.
displeased with my actions, you know.
Jessica is constantly.
Yeah.
What did he do to Jessica?
But I
What did you do to Jessica?
took me a second. Nothing. Don't put words in my mouth. No,
Well, here are some of the top responses. When somebody says I hate you, a good response would be, and it's funny, this is the first one. You were my brother, Anakin.
You said no more.
I didn't even realize that was the first one. It feels
funny.
appropriate.
That's so funny.
Yes, he says that after Anakin says I hate you. Just relax, all right? Jesus,
This
it
one
doesn't have
that-
to be perfect.
This was probably came from one of them before episode 3.
Probably. Excuse me. I put a new Alp in. Flavor so phenomenal. The tropical fruit.
I'm gonna get it. I really
decky?
like the Cool Mints.
It's a lower decky.
Maybe.
Damn it! I got to do the research.
We think it's a lower decky. Like,
We just don't know.
yeah, it might be called like a something else, maybe a liposuction or something. Like,
Not better. All right, the next response that's good for when somebody says I hate you. I don't think about you at all. And I think that's one of my favorites
I like
because
that
it
one.
is so demoralizing.
I like that one.
Because I hate you is such a strong emotion, right? Such a strong emotion. And nothing diffuses it and makes you feel like a nobody, like being like, I don't think about you at all.
Nothing perpetuates your anger quite like I hate you.
Right.
Like saying it right to
Right.
their face.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's like
Like that's the pinnacle.
yeah, that's like, ooh.
Because I mean, you can say, like, I could say that to you if we were fucking around or something, like, I fucking hate you. And
Yeah.
you'd laugh it off and it wouldn't mean anything. But if I was like angry and we're fighting and arguing or we're just not
Yeah.
agreeing on something, to come out and say that and be like, I don't think about you at all. My God.
Be like,
I mean, you're likely to
fuck.
get punched.
yeah, like fuck.
Yeah. Do you have an answer for this lower decky? You're looking on your phone.
I think you're safe.
Okay.
Although I can't find a term for any other
All right.
deckies.
Well, ask ChatGPT what it's called when you stuff nicotine in your urethra. See what your algorithm does then.
There's how about I'll just ask for a picture.
Yeah. Yes.
Jesus Christ. He's going to fucking destroy the whole podcast.
We're still-
Computers are turning on.
We're still on there.
I honestly thought it was me. I was like, oh,
It
fuck.
was.
No, it wasn't.
Jesus. All right. The next response when somebody says, I hate you. I'd hate me too if I had your insecurities.
Go. Yeah, that's a burner too.
Oof.
You'd have to practice that.
Yeah. Like that, you got to have some quick wit or like that has to be built in. Like that's my response. Like people say I
That's my
hate you a lot.
response.
So this is what I'm going to say. That's a tough one. The best, the next one for when somebody says I hate you. I know. And then nod smiling. I know. No.
All right, that one's my favorite so far.
All right, next one. I know, Grandma. You tell me that every Christmas. That's actually a decent way to diffuse the situation.
Yeah,
I think.
but what do you do to make your grandma hate you?
Yeah, your grandmas love everybody. So yeah, you gotta
In theory,
do something
you
bad.
know, and it's funny you say that because like my grandmas were just the best. It was unconditional love.
Yep.
hugs and kisses and give me a hug and, you know, random hugs all through the night when you walk past them and shit.
Yep.
But I read these stories and like these dysfunctional families, like I feel bad. Like I can bitch and moan about my family till the cows come home, but I had a good childhood.
Yeah, for sure. Same.
I don't look back on it and focus on the bad times,
Right.
right? It's easy to do, but overall, I had a good childhood. I was well cared for. I was well taken care of. My parents gave a shit about me, you know, and I turned out pretty okay. All right. Mediocre at best, but I can live with that. But I mean, some of these people, the way they talk about their interactions with their parents, with grandparents, siblings, I'm just like, ugh, that's tough, man. Like, I just don't want to deal with that type of strife in my life.
Yeah.
And that sucks for people. And I really hate that when people have those strained relationships with what I would consider close family.
Well, that's gotta suck because I mean, that's realistically your family's your first friends. And if that is how that's
Right.
probably how you're taught that relationships are supposed to be.
Right.
Which
Valid. Great point.
probably kind of screws you up
Yeah.
for a little while, unless you can figure it out on your own.
Right.
That it's like, okay,
Right.
like we got to go about this
Well, that's,
differently.
I
I'm
tell
on
the
my
kids
own
all
now.
the time, like, listen, no matter what, you guys are all friends are going to come and go all the time. And the boys are already seeing that friends they were with when they were younger. And now as they get older, they've got different friend groups.
Yep.
I'm like, some people just grow, grow apart. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But I said the thing to focus on, the four of you have each other. And I want you guys to, no matter what happens in life, always be able to rely on each other.
Yep.
Because family's all you have, right? Now you're going to have friends and people that are going to feel like family. But at the end of the day, you guys need to be able to rely on each other.
Yeah.
You know, and that shit's super important to me, and getting them to understand and recognize the importance of each other as they get older.
For sure.
So,
No,
all
you're,
right.
you're absolutely right.
Next up, somebody says, I hate you. Good. Let the hate flow through you. It's another Star Wars reference.
Good.
Let the hate flow through you.
You did this.
That'd be another good way to diffuse it.
Yeah.
You use your best Palpatine voice, you know, and just really let it crank. All right. And then the last one, when somebody says, I hate you, always a pleasure to meet a fan.
That's a
Another
good one
way
too.
to diffuse.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
My number one is, I know.
I know.
I don't know.
It's all right. I've made peace with it. Have you?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So we got the story out of the way. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Rapid roast. This is what we're playing today.
Ooh.
Quickfire rants, 60 seconds or less, about things that make you irrationally upset. I have a bunch.
As I
I'm
say,
going to go first. You guys think
maybe
yours.
maybe
Here we go, bitches.
should just donate all our time now. 60 seconds.
All right, everybody. Here's
60
John. Here's John Good with 180 seconds worth of rants.
All right, hold on. Let me look at the time. All right, and
Go.
Here we go. Listen, it is not hard to set up Facebook accounts. If you do not trust your partner, having joint accounts with your spouse is the most fucked up shit on the planet. First name of spouse one, first name of spouse two, and then your last name. Why don't we toss in a fucking married name as well? Just for the living fuck of it. What's my maiden name? We'll add that into the mix. I don't understand it. If you don't trust your spouse, then don't be on Facebook. Because in my mind, every time I see that is because, oh, I think my fucking spouse is doing some weird fucking shady shit. Why? I immediately think that your marriage is in trouble.
Yeah.
That is
100%. Right
that
away.
is a snap judgment.
Who
If
cheated on who?
There is no reason that I can't have my own Facebook. I have nothing to hide.
Right.
Jessica, you want to look at my phone? Here. I'll even
Oh.
show you where I hide the porn. It's fine. I have no secrets from you. You are my wife.
Right.
And I feel that she would do the same to me. She don't give a shit.
Right.
That's just a healthy marriage. When you have to have a joint fucking social media account with your spouse and it's first name, maiden name, last name, fuck you. That shit is so fucking stupid. Grow up.
It is cringy.
Okay, I went 90 seconds. Not bad though.
That's not bad. A minute and a
I
half.
fucking hate it. I fucking hate it.
Man, joint Facebook accounts is a good one.
You're fucking right it is. It's fucking stupid.
There's another side to that coin.
Which is
Spin it.
The dude, and it's always the dude, doesn't want a flipping Facebook account in his life at all.
then grow a set of balls and tell your wife to remove your fucking name.
He doesn't know because he doesn't care.
Oh, he knows.
Apathy is not an excuse. Bull fucking shit.
He knows.
And then everything in their life is perfect and they got all the fucking signs and shit. Oh, we're in love. Oh, my family. Oh.
And then that's the
Fuck
type,
you.
And then that's the type of wife that's like, you got a message from so and so. Do you want to know what they said?
Fuck it. That shit is dumb as shit.
And
Like
the guy,
even
the guy the whole time is like, no, I don't want to know.
even
I
you
didn't want a Facebook account. to
even you
begin with.
saying that made me like mildly angry for no reason at all.
Yep.
Like,
Grow up.
yeah, I'm like,
Be an individual, you fuck. Hate it. I hate it.
that is a good one.
All right. What
I'm
else?
gonna make a
Hate's a
joint
strong
account.
word.
Yeah. I know. All right, Ox, what do you have for a 60-second rant? Something that just makes you irrationally angry, and I know there's some shit in there. You'll say it calmly, but it'll make you upset.
There's always something, but usually not on the spot. And I don't know. I'm usually angry.
This is why I sent you the agenda.
I didn't look at the agenda.
No shit.
Do you want me to go?
You can go. I was just gonna say,
If you're ready, go ahead.
usually if I'm irrationally angry, I'm in the car.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
Keep
it's
going.
it's either another driver
Okay. Keep going.
or it's a cop, and it's usually a cop.
Well, we're losing our Back the Blue endorsement this week. Fuck.
That's fine. What? Why are we spending money on speed traps? That makes me irrationally angry to see somebody sitting there waiting to give somebody a ticket for going over an arbitrary number.
Yep.
When there should be real crime to do or solve. And you want to add something on top of that, which I did see the last time I went to the office, and it was in this town. When the officer that is trying to be sneaky and hide by the railroad tracks
Mhm.
is also what would be considered obese by today's standards. Come on. Like, no, and again, and I had all
Can't
these
just
thoughts.
sit in your car too.
I had these conversations with myself because I'm sure he's probably a nice individual.
To be a
There's
fly
probably
on-
a lot of nice individuals. But if we have the money to spend for you to sit in your car and eat your donut and watch the traffic go by, probably you could spend the time to do a few push-ups instead.
Well, according
I'd rather have a fit officer than the revenue from speeding
that
tickets.
I can agree with. According to your description, though, it wasn't just one donut.
Well, it's hard to tell. There's a vest probably in there too, but you can see it in the face.
Yeah, he got
All right. So, I hate fat cops. Got it. Perfect.
Oh, they're probably nice guys. I will say, since we're on the topic, if you're a good cop and you know about bad cops, you're not a good cop.
Agreed.
Just leaving that there.
Agreed. Yep. Not bad. Went over a little bit, but you had two subjects, so I appreciate that. All right, Mikey B, what do you got?
LED fucking headlights, especially the new ones that come stock in the fucking car.
That's
Jessica's car.
Did you?
Dude.
There was a Reddit thread recently. Anyways.
No, I didn't read it. But that makes me irrationally angry because the older I get, the more fucking like sensitive my eyes are to these lights when I'm out and about. And then if it's raining on top of that, it's like
It's valid.
the regular lights are already bright by themselves. But Jesus Christ, if their brights are on, it's like you can't even look down at the white line because there's just so much light directly into your fucking retinas. And to top it off, the fucking trucks will put the leveling kit on, and it's like you need to fucking click your lights down just a little bit. I don't know if they still have the adjustment screws. There used to be.
They don't. Not
No,
anymore.
I'll say there used to be an adjustment
Yeah.
screw where you could, fix it or whatever, or make them all auto level.
Right.
So that even if they raise them up, they
Right.
still like hang down,
Right.
which would be nice because then the trucks with the leveling kit on them, then the regulars are like right up. The other day we were in the fucking car and this truck pulls up behind us and dude, the entire car is lit up. We got a tinted back window and the whole thing is lit up. And I just stuck my finger up like this because I'm like, God, I had to push both the mirrors out because I'm like, I am blinded from every angle
That's
at this
great.
fucking stoplight.
And then he flashed his brights at you.
That would be terrible, but no, it's like if that ever happens coming at you, it's like you got a fucking X-ray with your eyes wide open. It's like, ugh.
It's like you're looking at a nuclear bomb
It
go off.
is. It's like, God damn it.
This is everyone's reminder to go get their annual eye exam.
I was on my way here.
If those rainy nights are bothering you, you should talk to your optometrist about some astigmatism, something or another.
Yeah, I've got great vision. I actually went in within the last year. Everything's fine.
Well, quit being a bitch then.
I know. But yes, it makes me irrationally angry, and I complain about it every single time.
So-
My wife's like,
Again?
yes, I know the LED lights hurt your fucking eyeballs. We know.
So if you think back to the 90s,
Okay.
dang near every car's headlights were right above the bumper.
Right.
And every bumper was almost guaranteed to be dang near the same height.
Right.
And then what? Dodge came along with their frickin'
Yep.
Ram trucks that had grills.
The big grills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gotten progressively worse, but it was a standard. There was in the 90s, it was like a dead standard of this is how high headlights can be. And people would get tickets.
Yeah.
Like it was a thing. Oh, you got to lift a truck. Oh, your bumper can't be taller than XYZ or your headlights.
Yep.
I don't know. It is terrible though.
Yeah.
I never even thought of that, but I think the auto leveling, like if that was just a standard feature,
Sure.
would 100% solve the
A
problem.
lot of the European cars have that where
Yeah, the
once
beamers and stuff do.
Yeah, it's got like a photovoltaic sensor in the grill.
Mm.
And if it sees lights, like if it gets lit up, it closes that and then the lights dip down.
Let's say, what's an auto leveling going to do though if the truck's already freaking the light's 7
valid.
feet in the air? It's for real. I mean, they've gotten taller and taller.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe it would just, I don't know. It would
just shine directly into your car instead of illuminating the entire back. But
different technologies, the light hits your eye way different too.
Yeah,
and LEDs are
they're super
ridiculous.
bright.
Well, Jessica, so our new Traverse is 2023, and we were driving back from the in-laws on Christmas Eve, and I was going down the road, and we're out in the middle of fucking nowhere, so it's dark, and I didn't have the brights on. This car comes over the hill, starts flashing me, so I'm like, all right, bitch, fucking flashed her, flipped on the brights, and so then they just held their brights on as I went past them, so I'm like, hey, two can play that game.
God,
like,
yeah, I wouldn't play that game. Like if you flicked them at me, like, "Hey, these aren't my brights," I'd be like, "Oh fuck, well that's gay. Sorry, like, God damn it." That's what I'm. Yeah, I usually don't even flash them because that's what I'm scared of. Is that, especially out in the boonies, man. Holy cow, there's no street lights to dull it out.
Nothing.
Probably got to pull over
in a ditch.
Yeah,
we're gonna end up in a ditch. I'm in a ditch 7 times. Call back to a previous episode. All right, so one more for me. Let's see, what's the time? And go. How in the fuck can you let your kids run around restaurants and then not only run around restaurants, but hand them an iPad because they can't be without a screen for more than 30 fucking seconds because they're fucking terrible crotch goblins and listen to it at full volume?
Oh my God.
Look, I'm going to low-key judge you if your kid's sitting there on a tablet listening on headphones, but I can at least appreciate the fact that you're respecting the rest of us that are going out to eat to spend $100+ to feed a family of 6. That's perfectly reasonable. But I mean, at some point, like it's not the restaurant's job to fucking babysit your children.
No.
If they cannot sit in their goddamn seat, you get your food to go and you get the fuck out. Because you told the story about being at Texas Roadhouse, right? When Paige was super young and you ended up eating your food in the fucking car. You had to take your shit. I respect that.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times when I've had kids freaking out where Jessica or I would have to take 1 or 2 or sometimes 3 of them into the car.
Yeah.
Finish your food. When you're done, I'll go in there and finish fucking eating, pay the bill. Yep. It is what it is.
Yep.
But that's because I have some goddamn respect for the people that I'm around, knowing that I'm in a public space and I don't want to ruin their meal because my kids are being assholes.
Right.
Take responsibility. Take some goddamn agency. Damn, over again. 75 seconds. Fuck.
So,
Tried.
Did that happen recently? Because that would fucking annoy the shit out of me.
Yep.
That is absolutely crazy.
It's so rude. It's so fucking rude. And
anyone on a device on speaker
yes,
input, like,
to take it more broad, 100%.
and then like there seems to be two teams here. Some people think it's perfectly fine. Well, it would be the same volume if you're having a conversation with someone. Okay, maybe, but I don't. To me, it's so rude,
especially in like the close retail environments, like a gas station or something like that.
yeah.
Like the people that are standing right in front of you having a conversation, like on speaker, and I'm like low key fucking super annoyed. Like I don't want to fucking hear your conversation.
But then somehow
at all.
you're the a-hole if you say something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
That's what
because
I really don't
because
get.
I don't even.
well, because now I'm pissed because I'm like, well, it's not just your space here, motherfucker. Like we're just here to complete a transaction. Well, do it, get the hell out.
Holding it up to their ear 6 inches away from where they have it now is way too much effort.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell?
I totally agree.
Or just like really like just clear your fucking conversation up before you come in. Like do your thing.
And then the cashier has to wait.
Yes,
because they're out busy on the
annoys
phone.
The shit out of me
Again. And it's just a lack of respect for the people that you're around.
Yeah. I've had to take a call like in line, but every single time if I go up there, I'm like, hey, hold on a second. And I'll set my phone down, complete the transaction. Thanks. And then I pick the phone up.
100%. Because that's the adult way to do things.
Yeah. And like, I'm just there to complete this transaction, get the fuck out of here and go about my day. You know,
100%.
like, and I don't want to hold this guy up. He's been waiting just as long as I have.
Yep.
You know, like
100%.
Probably got the same idea.
Respect
like
other people's time as well.
Yeah.
Dude's got beer and a box of condoms.
Yeah. He's
double XL.
Yeah, he's got to
places
get
to
the
be.
fuck out of here.
I got to get that cucumber.
Yep.
All right.
It's a leak. It's a leak.
It is a leak. All right, let's get into our discussion for this week's episode. So, how lazy parenting is poisoning our children through convenience food and the hecticism of our daily lives.
So I seen that, and is it lazy parenting or is it convenience due to the busyness of our schedules?
It's both.
Yeah, because now, and it's great that you say both because it is, because we were a convenience meal family.
Right.
And I don't know, we would say the things like, well, eating healthy is too expensive and it's this and it's that. But if you do a complete swap, it's not. Right. So, but with that being said, I didn't know that for a really long time.
Right.
For whatever reason. I was shielded by whatever the fucking reason was. So I can totally see both sides of that spectrum because this is all still very new to me. So
for sure.
No judgment either way.
In some nights it's convenient to run the kids through Wendy's and get them the $5 biggie bags, or to stop and grab a hot and ready because it's 8 o'clock at night and we just finished up a baton practice and 2 separate basketball practices and we had softball that night and we're just scrambling. We don't feel like going home and cooking food.
100%.
Right? I barely want to cook it for myself and I don't want to have to cook for you guys because then we're 45 minutes deeper into the night before we're even eating food. And everybody's hangry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You know, and I get it. And I absolutely fall prey to it.
Yep.
You know,
Same.
and it's not an everyday occurrence, but I mean, it might be one night a week. It might be 2 nights a week.
Yep.
You know, and it's just, I don't know how to get around it. It all comes down to, I'm the parent. I have to be more diligent. It's the responsibility falls on me.
100%. But it's tough when you have 2 working parents.
Yes.
Everybody's busy. The kids are busy. Mm-hmm. They have after school activities. You have your own shit going on.
Yeah.
She has her own shit going on.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just tough.
Without
you
a
know,
doubt.
It'd be great to fucking have a home cooked meal 7 days a week.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah, of
But
course. Well, I
sometimes
do.
well, yeah. Mr. World Traveler here. So.
What the fuck does that have to do with a home cooked meal, dickhead?
Man,
Just take my air fryer and some ribeyes.
could you imagine if his air fryer
I
broke?
bet you could probably get
I'd buy another one immediately, without question. I don't care if it was $500.
I bet you could get one that's like personalized for like the size steaks that you want to eat, and it would just fit right there in the corner of your desk. You just
I don't need it here. I like to go home and eat. Watch a
what?
little Netflix.
You can
Rub
take it
one
wherever
out
you
real
want.
quick. Steaks cook in 12 minutes. I can be done
I
at
was
5.
just gonna say.
Grab the hand sanitizer and fucking flip the steak, season it up, and I'm good to go.
A little bit of tallow on my hands.
Little refractory period, and I'm ready to go for round 2.
They do have tallow balm, you know. You can really get that carnivore deep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
deep.
real deep. But I mean, so a couple weeks ago, as we were finishing up Christmas break, I took the kids bowling. Right. So I took them bowling, but I was picking up one kid from a practice, and then we were going to go bowling. And I'm like, I don't want to have to like bring food, and I didn't want to feed the kids at home because it was still a little early. So we went and picked her up, and we got Wendy's.
Yeah.
And it was like, ugh, I don't hate it, but I know better. Like I know better. And I'm putting myself on this regimen of eating whole foods, eating a certain diet that is advantageous to my continued development and health as I age. Why shouldn't I have that same focus for my fucking children?
Because
what makes them any less important than myself? And that's the part where I went, ooh, self-reflection's a real motherfucker, because that's not a fair question for me to answer lazily, right?
Right.
I need to be intellectually honest with myself and be like, this needs to be a priority. This is important.
Okay. So I'm in that self-reflection thing too. So let's unpack this a little bit, because I've thought about that. And the reason is, at least for me, is because it's really tough to convince my kids that what I've been giving them isn't right.
Right.
And I mean, we know how addictive these foods really are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The sugars and the dyes and all these things, you know, now our body craves them, and now they're not getting them. And it's hard to explain to, especially kids your age, mine are a little bit older, especially to kids your age, that no, we're not going to eat that. Even if you're changing them to, you know, let's eat some more fucking broccoli. I don't know. More carrots, more of that.
Fruits, vegetables,
yeah,
whole foods.
How do you convince them to eat some fucking cutie oranges opposed to a plate of pizza rolls?
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's
100%.
hard. It's hard to do that. And then when you get that negative reception to it, it's probably like, fuck, they have to eat. They're not going to eat this today.
Right.
You know? So it's like, okay, we're gonna compromise.
Right.
I'll give them this. So it would have to be like a work in progress.
Right.
Like,
well, and that's one thing to echo that point. Jessica is a great mom, because she'll go through and she'll make 6 or 4 different dinners for the kids. I do not. So we're going to have hot dogs and mac and cheese. If you don't want hot dogs or mac and cheese, you can wait till the next meal. Super simple concept. Like, or Jessica's go-to is like, well, if you don't want that, you can have a peanut butter sandwich. That's like her only go-to. But like, she'll do a sandwich for one, and then chicken patty for another, and then fucking who knows. And I'm just like, what are we doing? What the fuck are we actually doing here?
And I mean, I could see both sides of that, because you grew up where you had to eat what was on your plate, right?
Damn right.
Did you enjoy that?
Not always.
Yeah. See?
Not always.
There was always that time too. I didn't have that like real strict, like, well, you're going to eat what's on your plate and you're not fucking moving until you eat it. I didn't really have that.
Right.
My wife, on the other hand, did. Like, whether she liked what was on there or not, she had to eat every bite. And if she didn't, they'd fucking wrap it up and put it in there, and then that's what you were eating before, which is very similar.
That's how I grew up.
How you were, yeah.
That's how I grew up.
Kelly was very similar. She doesn't like steak for that reason, because they would eat a shitload of steak, and she was like forced to eat it. And she'll eat it now, but she probably won't order it. She'd order some salmon or something instead, you know, something like that. But it's kind of like in her head now. Like, So now the woman can't enjoy a fucking good cut of meat.
Well, and that's right.
Because
Well, and that's how I've tried to evolve the concept a little bit.
Sure.
Is like I understand if you don't want this, but this is what we're having for dinner.
Yeah.
And I always tell them this. I'm like, here's what I can promise you. If you skip this meal, you're not going to die.
That is very true.
You're not going to die. So I will respect the autonomous decision of you not wanting to eat this. You're not getting anything different.
It's hard because there's four. Cooking four individual things would be tough. I would be more of a proponent of this is what we're eating, or you can have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Right.
Like those are your two options.
And
because that is pretty very relatively easy to do.
Yep.
It's
I make them make their own.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Now my do too now, but yeah, because you can't go wrong with peanut butter and jelly.
And that's when you brought up that point, and I'm sitting at home writing up the notes. I was trying to be intellectually honest with myself, and I'm like, I don't have a good reason. This is not the way that I should be doing things.
The reason that I have isn't good, but I think that's why. It's because you get that negative reception, and it's difficult.
It's just another battle.
It is.
And you go through that in your mind, like, do I really want to fight over this?
Well, because
when I can just solve the problem with a drive-through.
That's it, But I say it's harder because your kids are younger. Mine are a little bit older now, and I can actually have the conversation with them about food.
Sure.
And how
unhealthy it is.
and how what I thought
right
wasn't right. And I've found some new information, which can also be
turning into granola dads. Like all of a sudden everything's all natural.
Well, yes and no, but it's like it needs to be.
Right.
It should be. That should be that should be regular.
Right.
I think is the problem.
That should be the standard.
The standard, exactly.
It was called junk food for a reason, and now junk food is our everyday food. Well, and I was listening. Do you listen to Stephen Bartlett at all? The Diary of a CEO. He's from England, tech entrepreneur. Now he does really amazing podcasts with a lot of real high intellectual people. And he just had a doctor on that was talking about food, the American food system. Mm-hmm. And he said, the problem that most people have nowadays is if they're eating like off the shelf food, typically, he said on average, and they've done all these studies, people are eating like an additional 500 calories of food in a day because they're not getting filled with nutrition because so much of it is empty calories and just empty fillers and shit in our food.
Yeah.
Right. Stuff that's not natural. And he's like, over a fucking week-long period, that's almost 4,000 plus calories that you're ingesting on top of what you actually need with your daily recommended allowance of calories.
Yeah.
And that intake and such.
Wow.
And calories and all of that's another subject for another day.
Sure.
But if you think about it, just buying off the shelf food like that, that's not healthy, that has all these fillers and all these processed ingredients inside of it, that's not the way we naturally evolved.
Yeah, 100%. And it's the digestive tract and the gut that suffers the most, which affects our whole
microbiome.
So have you seen that video, either of you, of where they make noodles just from water flour? They make the noodles and they basically make ramen, but it's with all whole food, just simple ingredients, like two or three ingredients and bone broth and stuff like that. And then they make traditional ramen.
Right.
The subject eats the whole food, soup and noodles, and then they shove this camera down their throat into their gut.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably
how much they pay these fuckers.
I don't know, but they put a camera down there 4 hours after they ate. You put it down the natural, and there was just this white fluff. Everything had been completely digested.
Right.
And it was just this white fluff that was waiting for, to collect and exit.
Sure.
They did it to the other one, and there was chunks of noodle in there that you could still see the teeth marks in that hadn't digested.
Wow.
4 hours later. Wow. So, I mean, pile that on to all day.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Depending on what you're eating, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, a couple snacks.
Sure.
Maybe you eat 2 or 3 packs of ramen a day.
Right.
Imagine all that leftover stuff
that's
just undigested. Like if your body can't digest it, what's in there? You know what I mean? Because you're
it's all the unnatural shit.
Yeah, it's like your bile is hitting that, and all your body's working trying to digest, but now your body is working so much more and so long that
There's no efficiency to
Yeah,
the process.
and it makes sense of why we would be so tired all the time.
Sure.
Like your body is working overtime,
Right.
probably even while you're sleeping and
Yeah.
like all these things. Like I can't imagine you go into a good deep REM sleep, you know, if your body's still trying to
Sure.
digest the food from the day.
Sure. X, what do you got? You've been over there contemplating.
Are you thinking about ramen?
Are you sleeping?
Pizza.
Pizza.
I am a big deep dish pizza.
I don't
fan.
have a horse in the
In the
food
food
fight. No, not really.
No?
How about just some moderation?
Sure.
Whatever you pick.
And
Yeah.
there's absolutely nothing wrong with that either.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. And that's one thing with my diet, the way that I eat
Mhm.
is I don't count calories. Some days I'll eat 2 8-ounce steaks and like 2 6-ounce chicken breasts
Mm.
and maybe some pork rinds. Other days I might just have 2 steaks. Like that's all I had today.
Right.
Some days it'll be 2 steaks and I'll make some Alfredo sauce and then I'll have 6 eggs with it. It just kind of depends. What am I craving that day?
Right.
Am I hungrier than normal? You know, what exactly do I have going on? Some days just the bare minimum's all I need.
Mhm.
But it allows my body to just process that so much more simply.
Do you fast regularly? Like water fasts?
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
do, like on purpose or just for
Yeah,
like
no, I do it on
appointment?
purpose.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I do too, but I haven't went any like extended amount of time.
Mhm.
I haven't got past that like real real hungry,
Sure.
expel the adrenaline, you know, I haven't got to that point yet, but
Hunger is
the more I've read about it,
70% mental.
and the more I've read about it, the more it's like, man, if you can get over that,
Mhm.
like there was this, I forget his name, but this guy was like, there's actually been studies done that people have fasted for like 40 days
Mhm.
and cured their cancer,
Mhm.
killed the cancer cells in the
Right.
body because your body is activated when
Sure.
you're fasting.
Yep.
He said that's when
You enter a state called autophagy.
exactly. And
Autophagy is amazing. It's great for it actually develops stem cells within your body to heal itself.
so can you do it and not lose a ton of weight? Because I don't want to lose any more weight.
I mean, I wouldn't do 40 days.
What? No.
The most I've done, I think it was 110 hours. So it's just over 4 days.
4 days.
Even if you do 4 to 7 days, you're probably going to lose mostly water weight.
You think so?
Like you're
And then
not
probably be able
you're
to
not
get back.
losing muscle. You're not.
I want to experience that
Mhm.
that
You have
feeling of
the biggest
activation.
challenge is people don't do enough to focus on their mineral intake, sodium, magnesium. That you need those things in your body. You need to take those as supplements so that you can deal with the water fast. But I highly recommend it. If you haven't done it before, try it.
Yeah.
Just try to do like 30 hours.
Right.
30 hours. Eat a meal and then start a timer and boom. I'm going to go
Start
30
there.
hours for my next meal. The biggest challenge with doing anything extended like multi-day is that when you go to eat again, you don't want to shock your system
Right.
and have like a big, wild, crazy meal.
Right.
So like sometimes when I break a fast, when I'm doing like anything typically over like 40 hours, like 2-day fasts aren't a big deal. Sometimes I just forget to eat. But if I go over 40 hours, like I like to have like a cup of bone broth, beef broth, something like that. Just get a
Sure.
little bit more, get some calories in the system, get the
Yeah.
system. I don't want to shock it,
Right.
by eating a giant fucking steak.
Yep.
Have that. And then a few hours later, then I can eat some normal food. But
Makes sense.
it's not overly difficult. It's the majority of it's up here.
Right.
And once you can master this, then you're fucking off to the races.
Golden.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
But yeah, I've been hearing a lot about it, and
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
It's good
sounds crazy.
Yep.
Sounds like very healing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
It's great
like
for the
a-
body.
Yeah, like a detox.
Mhm.
You know?
Yep. Yeah. And the best thing to detox with is water. That's all your body needs.
Yeah.
You can live a very long time on just water.
Mhm. And what was it? Was magnesium, sodium, and was there a third one?
There is. I take all those supplements
Right.
because that way I can just fast whenever I so choose.
Right.
Yep.
Do you take magnesium and sodium separate, Or do you just put like sodium in your water or like?
No, I take them separately.
Do you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And if I'm ever feeling moderately dehydrated, or sometimes I get a little dizzy when I stand up,
Mhm.
then I'll take a fucking handful of Himalayan sea salt.
And just
100%.
no shit.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The Himalayan sea salt's great for that
Did
shit.
you ever tried that gold? Was it Baja Gold
Mhm.
salt?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like one of the best salts.
Super good.
Around,
I like
super-
Redmond's.
Redmond's, yeah, that was another one.
Redmond's
Yeah.
is super good. Yep.
I haven't tried them, but those
Yeah.
are just a couple of the,
Fucking fantastic shit.
yeah.
Yep. Well, X, would you like to join the conversation near the end?
Pizza.
I think
You know, it's the depth of the engagement that I really appreciate. It's the depth of the engagement. It just means so much to me that you're really locked in.
I think it's getting past his bedtime.
It's always past his bedtime.
I don't have a strong opinion on
The food thing.
the foods.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't. I mean, you guys both commented about my fat boy picture that got posted on social media a couple weeks ago.
Hey,
you
to
know,
be clear, nobody said fat boy.
I did.
We both said that doesn't even look like you anymore. But I thought that the last time that you had some prestigious award that was posted for the world to see,
Right.
I was like, that doesn't even look like
It was the
John
same
that I
picture, I
know.
think.
It was just
It was
yeah.
it was the same picture.
Yep.
But I was like, wow, it
Yep.
doesn't even look like the same fucking guy. But I think I knew you. I think we knew each other before.
Yeah.
Were you on? Yeah, you weren't on this diet when you coached Michael's AYSO, were you?
That was pre-COVID, yes?
Yes.
I was eating low carb, but I was still eating vegetables and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So maybe probably just started.
No, and that's like I said in the group chat, you know, we were coming out of COVID.
Mhm.
We wanted to support the restaurants that were open, offering takeout and shit. So, I mean,
Yeah.
literally with the COVID money and shit, we were
Yeah.
eating out 5 nights a week.
Well, yeah,
Because Jessica didn't even want to go to the store because I'm like, I'm too important. I can't die. I'm the one that takes care of the kids. So you got to go to the store.
Here's your N95, honey. See you in a
Bye-bye.
bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Wear them gloves.
And then she's like, I got to put my contacts on. My glasses keep fogging up. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
stop
can't-
breathing so heavy.
Yeah, you can't put them on with them latex gloves. So
All right. Well, I think that's a pretty decent place to end.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That felt good. Do you guys want me to go on one more rant before we finish up?
Yeah, fuck yeah. What do you got?
He's going to anyways.
Let's do it.
It's a lot of silence for him.
Fuck the IRS.
Taxes.
Yeah, I went on that rant weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
I need to breathe for a second.
And I digress.
No digression.
No?
Big pharma. I don't know. Something good's coming here.
No, it's not anything great. I don't understand why our fellow citizens think that these geriatric fucks that are in politics even understand how the world works.
They don't.
I just saw on the CEO watch list X post
Mhm.
that Nancy Pelosi just hit a 54% return on the market with her investments in 2024. A 54% return. This is some crooked bullshit.
No, she's smart, man.
Shut the fuck up.
And that's public.
Yeah.
That's public.
Yeah.
So you know.
I'm so sick and tired. And again, I don't think that Trump's the savior and he's going to come in and change everything and everything's going to be fucking, daisies in a field.
For sure.
But I am so sick and tired of the way things have been running for the last 50 years in the federal government. We have got to figure out how to get these fucking people out of office. Term limits is the only way to do it. There is no reason these people should be able to spend 30 years on the government's dole and then walk out of office being, an 8-figure person when all they did was 30 years in public service.
Yeah.
There is something fundamentally wrong with the way our government operates, and it is disgusting. And we, as the American public, have got to stand up to this bullshit.
But we're too divided to worry about our government officials getting rich off of us. I know. It's like, So topics like this I see on X. So this is why I have to limit my exposure to X, and I have to self-regulate it, because there's a lot of information on there, and it's really fucking grown recently, and it's
I hate all of it.
well, it's a news source, and like I don't hate it, but I do hate it. I hate reading it because it's shitty news
Right.
that all of these fucking problems are solvable.
Right.
Every single one of them, and I
Right.
think that's the most frustrating part. And
The founding fathers' intention was that when it was time to do public service, you were pulled away from your family
duty,
farm,
yes,
your business, whatever that
Yeah.
was. And it was an obligation to serve the nation at the behest of the citizenry, to ensure that the government was functioning in the best interest of its people.
and
right?
after your term limit was over, you went back to whatever the fuck you were doing.
Fucking exactly.
Yeah, whether you were a farmer or fucking pharmacist or whatever you did, you went back to your
Yep.
job.
Yep. And now like becoming a politician is a professional endeavor.
Yeah, and I mean back then it was really it was a fucking honor to
You
kind of
okay,
do
X?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Back
Get
then
a
it
little
was
emotional about my political service.
it was an honor to serve,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do your due diligence,
Yep.
and have your opinion voiced.
100%.
You did your thing and then you got out, and it was probably somebody with a differing opinion would fucking get in there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that isn't bad.
Nope.
That isn't bad. That's how everybody learns what they want and how they want to operate, you know? And
Right. And what are the things that are actually important, right? Instead of pushing agendas like more wars from the neocons or some type of woke agenda from the liberal left. Like at some point, the majority of Americans, and I'm going to state this as fact, are pretty fucking centrist. We largely just
Yeah.
want to be left alone. I want my nation to be secure, and I want you to leave me the fuck alone and let
Well-
me live my goddamn life.
history tells us that's why America is America.
Right.
Is because we were sick of the Brits fucking taxing us so much and telling us what we can and can't do. And we
Right.
were like, you know what?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. We're not fucking paying this shit
We're outta
anymore.
here.
I'm sick of paying that shit.
We need to go find another United States of America.
Yeah.
United
right.
States of America, V2.
V2. But it really is. And it's our fundamentals
Right.
that have gone away. And
Yep.
the problem is that there's so many people that are like convoluted now about our fundamentals.
Right.
There's different perceptions of our fundamentals, and some people believe that them fundamentals are outdated and that they don't
I don't know. The
project,
greatest
project
document
to the future.
The greatest document ever written in history was the Declaration of Independence. I think it's pretty fucking good.
It's
Pretty clear and concise.
Pretty clear and concise.
Pretty clear and concise.
I 100% agree.
Okay.
And,
That's it. We're gonna cut it off there because I
Okay.
could literally spend another 20 minutes ranting and raving about this, and we're gonna lose X. He's gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna have to drive him home.
That was a good 60 seconds.
I mean, my rant was 60 seconds, and then we engaged.
yeah.
Then we engaged. So X, we appreciate you showing up tonight.
We should talk about local politics next.
How about we don't do that because I don't want to talk about it, and our listeners don't give a shit. Tell him, get on the Discord channel and tell this idiot that we don't want to talk about local politics.
No local politics.
No local politics. But if you want to initiate change, it does start on a local level. So shame on you. I gave you an opportunity to run. I know people.
I was told it would probably be a good idea if I didn't.
Yeah. Well, your wife's smart, so that's fine. I don't disagree with her. All right. That is it for this week's episode of Incredibly Uncensored. I am Johnny B. Good, joined by
Mikey B.
and our boy X over there sitting in the corner. Don't worry, he is here. We didn't just drop his voice in.
Nope.
Using AI.
Nope, he's here. I'm looking at him.
Here, go ahead, tap on your microphone a little bit.
That is a lie.
Appreciate that. All right, we will see you guys next week. Join us on the Discord. We're having a blast over there. We want to keep you guys updated. We want to hear from you what you guys like, what you don't like. We know that, I rub people the wrong way, but baby, I'll try to rub you the right way. We will see you on next week's episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.